Hey guys, eBay Snipes here on Not a Phase. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. This week we have a lot to talk about, so without further ado, I'm just going to jump right into it. The Glory of Team Rocket is set to release in Japan on April 18th. It is also set to be the most expensive Japanese booster box ever released to date at MSRP. Those who purchase a box of this set will also receive the 3 winning promo cards from 2024's illustration contest. It is rumored there will be no dark Pokemon, so expect to pay around $180 USD per box at release. Prices have a good chance of increasing as well, as Japanese product is now being scalped. Reports of $60,000 worth of Terrestrial Festival was seized in China because it was snuck in and undeclared. Before this madness happens, we will get to see the Trainer Gallery set Heatwave Arena release on March 14th. We will finally see the return of Ho-Oh, the legendary bird. So, this set will also feature trainer Pokemons for Misty, Ethan, Cynthia, and Arven. This set only has 63 cards, so it is a relatively small set. We don't get the cards from this set until May 30th in English. So, March 28th, Journey Together officially has its Western debut. And a little fun fact, Journey Together is the first set ever to sell out on the Pokemon Center website before anyone had ever even seen the cards. So before we had any pictures of any of the illustration rares or anything like that, it was sold out. And another fun fact is the only 2 sets that are remaining on Pokemon Center website as of today are Temporal Forces and Stellar Crown. So you will only get the box topper if you buy the enhanced version of the booster box. So a lot of people will be buying the regular version thinking they will get the box topper, and that is not the case. It's definitely going to be worth paying the little extra amount. I don't know what it is. I think regular booster box will probably be around $180, and the enhanced booster box will be somewhere around $220. So it's definitely worth getting the promo. You don't want to miss out on that. They haven't done a box topper inside of a booster box for a really long time, so that's something to be excited about. The box topper is supposed to be Ends Reshiram. You can check that card out in the Japanese version that is out now. That'll be the box topper in the English version we get for the Western side of things. Go back and check your bulk for Scarlet and Violet piles, because a lot of those cheaper full arts and promos have more than tripled recently in price. For some reason, right now we are going through a period of time where there is an illustration rare boom. A lot of these cards, you know, even last year were just $4 or $5 cards. They are now $20 cards. We'll talk a little bit more about this here towards the end of the podcast. So, Destined Rivals is the English Team Rocket set. It is not going to be a Team Rocket standalone set. A lot of people were upset about that. This will be a combination of the 3 Japanese sets that have came out and the 2 that are about to come out. This will let down a lot of people, which I hope pushes some people, at least the scalpers, out of the hobby. I personally doubt this will happen, but as I stated earlier, Journey sold out before anyone even knew what the cards were. Nobody even knew what the set held for SIRs and IRs before scalpers just purchased that set to oblivion. Next up, we have Celebrations and Shrouded Fable have started to get on the move in terms of rising prices. The Kingdra and Greninja promos that have been going crazy for a while now, but now some of the other SIRs and IRs are getting some love. I always thought that set was super underrated when it came out. It was on shelves. That was actually the only product that was left on shelves in the last couple months. Now, I think you won't even be able to find that once people start realizing how cool some of the artwork is. If you are into dark Pokemon, this is your set. So people are already upset about the Ho-Oh card that is coming out of Heatwave. Personally, I love the card, and this will be one of my personal chases when it comes out in English. In recent weeks, lack of Pokemon products on shelves in stores has the prices of singles and slabs on the rise. Umbreon is still holding its value around the same, if not more, than its dark side, the OG Moonbreon, as recent raw sales are starting to hit above $15 or $1,500. PSA 10 still selling for over $3,500 on eBay. If you go and check out the Umbreon VMAX as of right now, the price has dropped a little bit actually, and you can pick up a PSA 10 copy for around $2,500. Just a couple months ago, they were going for around $3,000, so a little bit of a decline there. I don't know how other people base how the market's doing, but me personally, I kind of base how the market's going off of how well or how much movement has been going on with the original Umbreon VMAX. So that's something to keep an eye on. Stellar Crown and Temporal Forces are the last booster boxes available on the Pokemon Center before they are sold out completely. I don't see them lasting very long on there. It used to take a while, you know, during the Sword and Shield era, it would take years for sets to sell out on there. Now they're selling out in months. So get it while you still can. If you want to get it at MSRP, that's a good way to buy it. I don't think that's going to last very long, like I said. So investing in Japanese booster boxes is still the play right now. They have way better quality control, guaranteed booster box hits. Who cares if you can't read the card? If you're not playing the card game, as a collector, I am personally about the artworks. I like to grade my cards. It's a good way to add value to your collection without a mass amount of effort. So if you are kind of lazy, this is a good way to max the value amount of your Pokemon collection. So if you know what you're doing, the gem rates are much better on Japanese cards. And let's not forget that Japanese cards are the OG Pokemon cards. They are the originals, guys. We almost never got English cards to begin with, as Nintendo did not think it would do well in a Western world. So we are even lucky that we have English Pokemon cards. The Japanese are the OGs, the originals, the thought makers on the whole process behind Pokemon. I do have 2 submissions at PSA right now, and we'll be doing a video on the grades received when they come back, so that will be exciting. The Metagross from Temporal Forces has to be talked about because it has had some massive gains, but you can still get it for under $50. This card has been on the rise lately. There's a few other cards that have been doing a few weird things too recently. The Pikachu 151 illustration rare has been floating its way to the heavens and is on the move. Still underneath $50, but not for long. The Leafeon V-Star from Crown Zenith and the 3 legendary dogs are obtainable as of now and are all just about $50 or under. Once the Sea and Sky boxes are no longer available, the prices on Crown Zenith singles will skyrocket. These are not going to be abundant long. You know, nobody likes to keep things sealed anymore. Everybody's ripping everything. And once that happens, the prices on the singles for Crown Zenith will again start rising. I'm not sure if we're going to get any more reprints on that. I doubt it, as we are past the 2-year mark on Crown Zenith's release. The Alakazam from 151 and the Zapdos should already be $100 or over cards. Both are late to join the party, but will be there very soon, so pick those up while you still have a chance. The Houndoom, Kingdra promo, Greninja promo are all underneath $50 and are on the rise as well. The art on all 3 are crazy. Definitely worth keeping your eyes on. You can put the trio together if you get the King Gambit, the Kingdra, and the Greninja promo. I think they would be awesome if you sequentially graded them. And another card we have to talk about is the Ninetales from Obsidian Flames. This card has had some crazy gains in PSA 10 versions. There's a lot of room between the raw copies and the PSA 10s, so you have a lot of crazy game potential. All you have to do is find a clean copy for under $30 and send it in to be graded. If it comes back a 10, you have just more than quadrupled your money. The Tyranitar from Paldea is in the same situation, so pick that up while you can. That card was a $5 card. People should have been picking it up all day. It is in the same category and realm as the Groudon. I think it's just as beautiful. The background is awesome. And here's a few more cards to keep an eye on and the reasons why. The Chien-Pao EX and Wu Chen are both super slept on, and that will not last long. Pick it up while you still can. Everybody's talking about the Drowsy from the Scarlet and Violet base set and the Slowpoke. Those are about to be expensive cards. These cards got way overlooked in the beginning, and people didn't realize how bad the gem rates were on Scarlet and Violet, so finding a clean copy of this card is nearly impossible. If you do, send it into PSA 10. They're fetching around $550 right now. The Scarlet and Violet base set had a horrible print quality, so PSA 10s are rare. Quality check the cards that you purchase. Make sure that they have well centering. Make sure there is no whitening on them. If you want your cards in your collection to last and have value, the best way to do that is by grading them. So Paldea Evolved is on the rise. There was a $25 increase on booster boxes this week. So when shops and people like myself buy cases of booster boxes, they come in sets of 6. So you add $25 to 6 booster boxes, and that's about $150 increase on cases. So that is something to keep your eye on. The Obsidian Flames is doing better than anyone could have ever guessed it would a year ago. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to the Charmander promo, the Pokemon Center one. PSA 10 copies of this are now going for over $1,000. What this means for the Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center ETBs is that they are on the rise as well. That is one of the sets that the Pokemon Center ETBs are actually starting to outdo the booster boxes. It costs more for you to purchase one of them than it does a whole booster box. Paradox Rift, in my opinion, is a super sleeper set in terms of growth, mainly because it is unlikely that we will see a reprint. Coupled with a few beautiful SIRs and IRs in the set, and you are looking for big gains on this set if you purchase it now. With Pokemon's main focus on keeping up with the demand on Twilight, Surging, Prismatic, and Paldea, it is becoming more and more likely every day that Temporal and Paradox will get left behind in printing terms. This will make both sets very scarce in the near future and make holding them sealed worth it for you. So less reprints means lower populations on singles, meaning higher price tags down the line when we exit the Scarlet and Violet era. You know, 2020 vision is always hindsight, and it's kind of hard to see what's going on when you're in the mix of everything. But I think people will really look back on Temporal Forces and Paradox Rift and wish that they kept more of it sealed. It's one of my predictions for everything that's coming up. And Scarlet and Violet base set is getting some love from the community, thanks to the people finally seeing how awesome the Drowsy card is, along with a few other arts in that set. Stellar Crown's doing better than I expected, being carried by the Squirtle and the Bulbasaur. Not my favorite set, honestly, but to each their own. Those cards are beautiful, don't get me wrong. A lot of people are trying to pair it with that Charmander promo that I was just talking about and get all 3 of them sequentially graded. That is an awesome endeavor. Surging Sparks booster boxes are still holding at $260. These prices are insane. I know a lot of people are hoping that we were going to get a reprint of Surging Sparks and that the prices of the booster boxes would come down a little bit, but that's not the case. Rarely do we get reprints of booster boxes on any sets. When we do get the reprints, they usually just throw them in ETBs and special collection boxes and things like that. Booster boxes and the Pokemon Center ETBs, once they are printed, that is about it. So even if we do get reprints, you will not get reprints of those. Do not be expecting the prices on Surging Sparks booster boxes to be coming down anytime soon. Not advising you to pick them up at $260 either. That's a ridiculous price, but like I said, to each their own. 151 is still a king in Scarlet and Violet, as ETBs are pushing $160 to $200. This is not for the Pokemon Center ones. This is for the regular ones, and we have no ETB reprints for 151 in the future. So again, same situation as the Surging Sparks booster boxes. They will not be coming down in price. Pick one up if you will. That is up to you to decide if it is worth it or not at this point. You know, it's kind of, if you did not pick up any earlier, or unless you are a millionaire, you kind of missed your train door. You are not on that ride anymore. I would start looking for some other plays. Palladium Fates reprints, you can still get good deals on. I'm buying up as much as I can. There's a lot of cool cards in that set as well. You can pull the Bubble Mew. Everybody knows about the Bubble Mew, so I don't need to talk about that. Shroud of Fable is a buy right now. Like I said, it was the last things that were on the shelves. You're not really seeing that on the shelves anymore. But it's still the only set that's really still sitting at MSRP, and you're really not likely to get a reprint of that either. Prismatic Problems is back to being at stupid prices. Buy and hold for the long run, or rip and hope for the best. That is about your only two options. Your average Joe is pushed out of this market. Personally, I ripped all of mine and pulled the Sylveon. I was pretty happy about it. That is off to be graded in that submission I was talking about earlier. So we have not seen what grade that has brought yet. But that'll be for another video. So for me, it paid off. Not exactly my advice in which road to take, because I am lucky, but the resale plays on this set are not worth the trouble. I don't know why people are waiting outside of GameStop for 3 hours to buy a box for $79 just to sell it for $120. To me, that is not really worth it. Did I do it? Yes. But will I do it again? Probably not. Scarlet and Violet Pokemon Center ETBs are outpacing most booster boxes in the same set, with a few exceptions. Even when we do get reprints of these sets, we do not get more Pokemon Center ETBs, like I said. So what is out there is out there. It's like Bitcoin. However many have been made, that is it. And then once they are mined, they are done. That is the situation that you are in with these Pokemon Center ETBs. So the shop should have our PSA submission back soon. And we will be doing a review on the cards when we open them up on the podcast. It was a very fun submission. We sent in some oddball cards. We will see what happens. I plan on submitting a lot of cards this year and find out what the grades are with you guys here on the channel, and give people an opportunity to purchase them or possibly win some of them as we hit more subscribers. So, for a little bit of my last segment, I would like to touch on the slept on cards of the week. I will do a quick 5-card hot take. Comment below the cards you think are most slept on in the Scarlet and Violet era. Here are mine in order. At number 5, we have the Gloom from Obsidian Flames, sitting at around $20 raw. A mint copy, PSA 10, is around $190, almost pushing $200. The art on this card is amazing. Gloom never gets any love, and this is the first card that has really done him justice. So, sitting at number 4 is the Zorora Secret Art. It's a $15 card raw, about an $80 card in a PSA 10 as of today. The art pairs well on this card with the Raikou V from Crown Zenith. I really do love this card. I do not own a copy yet, but I'm keeping my eyes peeled for a clean copy. Number 3 is the Monkey Dory from Shrouded Fable. I'm not talking about the secret illustration rare. I'm talking about the illustration rare. This card raw is going for around $15 and moving around at $100 in a PSA 10. This card has some serious growing potential. And like I said, Shrouded Fable, everybody should have been buying it up way before. I don't know how it's still sitting on the shelves. There's a lot of really cool dark Pokemon artwork in there. But moving on to number 2, we have the Chansey illustration rare from Twilight Masquerade. This card has 4 OG Pokemon on the same card. I love the style of art that we get here. The raw price is around $35, and in a PSA 10, you are looking around $185. If you look at the numbers, this card is on the rise. I wouldn't be surprised if it's over $250 here in the next couple months. And sitting at number 1 on this list for this whole week is the Iron Crown from Temporal Forces. This card should be way more expensive than it has been since its release. I will go out of my way to say this card has my favorite background of all on this list. in person. The moon on this card actually looks like it lights up. The raw price is around $75, and PSA 10s are hitting around $220. Recently, GameStop said that they will no longer be doing pre-orders. They never have enough stock to be relevant anyways, so that's not going to be a big letdown. GameStops are closing nationwide as they cannot find a way to stay relevant. As more and more people start buying digital copies of video games, GameStop has been not selling any real hard copies of the games, which made them start moving into the gaming, the TCG gaming market and all the cards and stuff, and they have not been able to find where they fit in this whole entire situation, because everything that they have there is overpriced and they barely ever have any stock anyways. And seems like they've been having a lot of employment issues anyways. So I believe they will be the next Toys R Us, and pretty soon to be a Blockbuster situation, when you will see none at all. So I should have some good vendor POV for you guys coming soon, as we have more shows coming up in the near future this year. And that about wraps it up for today. Tune in next week as we get closer to Journey Together's release. We will be talking about that. And as the journey continues, a never-ending adventure.